Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to give an introduction to Lab 8, which is another object-oriented programming lab, this time focusing on using the magic methods. So in this assignment we're going to implement a queue, which is an important data structure in programming. And what a queue is it's sort of like a concert line for tickets, as this description says. So if you get in line early before someone else, you're going to get your ticket before the person behind you. And so a queue will always follow the rule first in, first out. And this queue can grow and shrink dynamically over time, so we can add stuff to it, take stuff out, add stuff to it, take stuff out. And so let's go ahead and start by downloading the Lab 8 file, saving it, and let's open it up in idle. And we're going to open, and this is Lab 8. All right, so in this lab, you need to make sure that you do not change anything down in this area. So your class definition needs to go here. And so we can see it looks like we need a queue class. And so to start off, maybe I'll just make myself a queue class. And it looks like it takes in one parameter in its constructor. So maybe I'll start off making that constructor. Always takes in self, and then this, to me, I would say let's take a look at this output and see if we get any hints about what that numbers string is. So to me, I'm interpreting this numbers as the sort of name of the queue, but it doesn't look like it's used at all. So whatever you think that string is, you can name your variable however you want. But to me, I'm going to call it a name. And I'll just go ahead and save that, even though we never use it. Just feels right. And so it looks like, just looking at this, we're going to need an enqueue method. We're going to need a dequeue method. We're going to need a isEmpty method. And we're going to be able to need to use the plus equals operator to add in another number to our queue. And I would say this comment is giving us a hint that plus equals should do whatever enqueuing does. And when we run this, we should get this output. So maybe let's just try to get this thing running. And, I used the wrong syntax there. This is a class. So if I run this here, I did not say that self.name equals name. Okay, so I'm thinking hopefully our constructor is correct now. And we get to this first line of output. so we got through the constructor call, so that's good. We also need an enqueue method. This is hard to spell. Okay, so enqueue should take self, as always, and maybe I'll call it a number that we're going to add. Maybe I'll call it an item, because in general, our queues could actually take in things other than numbers. In this program, they don't, but they could. And so I'm going to need to do something here. I'm not going to tell you what, but I'm going to need to do something. And I also know that I have a dequeue method that I need to implement. And let's take a look. So enqueue took in one parameter, dequeue doesn't take in any parameters, and that's because it's going to it should take off whatever's first, right? So if we look at my output, as I'm calling enqueue, I am increasing the contents, and when I dequeue one item, because it's a queue and the first thing in should be the first out, what comes out? The 1 came out. So now the contents is 2, 3, 4, 5, because we dequeued and that removed the 1. But you're going to have to figure out how to implement that yourself. But it doesn't take in anything. It just removes the first thing from the queue. And let's go ahead and see what running this does right now. So as we can see, the print method doesn't work because we haven't used the magic method to override the print functionality. So you're going to need to do that. And then, oh, we need an isEmpty function method, isEmpty. And let's see, what does that take in? Where is isEmpty? Oh, it does not take in anything except for self. You'll have to figure out what that does. And let's go ahead and see what happens now. Oh, this is going to run forever because while not numbers.isEmpty is never, this while loop is never going to finish unless I return false. So for now, I'm going to return false here. But you will not want your program to always return false. Well, not. Oh, excuse me. I don't want to return false. I want to return true because it's while not isEmpty, keep doing these things. So while not false will always be true. So I want to return true. And then now we don't get stuck in that infinite loop. And we get an error, unsupported operand types for plus equals q and int. And so you are going to need to implement a magic method so that plus equals enqueues so that we'll say a queue plus equals int enqueues the int. So if my queue, if queue contents was 1, 2, 3, 4, doing plus equals 5 results in queue contents being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to have to figure out what that is, but take a look at the Magic Methods page that is linked here. Check out the Magic Methods for Python classes. And let's look at how we're doing relative to the grading here. We need a constructor, we need an enqueue method, a dequeue method, an isEmpty method. They're not correct currently, but we have a constructor, enqueue, dequeue, isEmpty. We need a string method, and then we need to figure out how to implement this plus equals. All right, that is Lab 8. Good luck, and post on Slack if you need any help.